Hello again, and we have just seen the lessons on conditional sentences and how to use them correctly. Many times, students come up with a question that how to use conditional sentences while writing. We don't know where to use it. Just to find a solution to that, I'm using conditional sentences in this video in three type of topics so that you can really understand that how can it be used and in what situation in your writing it can be used. The first example is arguing for investment in educational centers. Suppose the topic is saying whether government should make primary investment in the educational sector or somewhere else. So let's see how to use conditional sentences in that. If the government had not invested in these educational institutes, you can clearly understand that I'm talking about past imaginary situation. If the government had not invested, it means actually government had invested, right? So if the government had not invested in these educational institutes, people would not have recovered so quickly, right? So I'm talking about the past. So both were past conditionals. People would not have recovered so quickly, leading to a fall in productivity and thus fewer tax contributions. So what I have established here that if there was no investment made today, there would be less amount of tax contributors there. So although I started with imaginary past, but I start with the negative. So say if the government had not, so actually I'm trying to establish here that if it was not done today, it was not the result. So I have this three-pronged approach here. First, I talk with the negative, then I talk about the negative result, and finally I connect it to the present result where we have the fewer taxpayers. Right? Let's take the second example where the argument is being made for pay rises for teachers. So whether teachers should be paid higher salary or not, this is the topic. And then it can be written that if the government does not raise the salary for teachers, so clearly I am talking about the present to future. It seems very clear. This will make them feel undervalued and thus so now it is going to be turned into a compound sentence and thus diminish their sense of job satisfaction. This in turn, that's not a conditional sentence, but I'm just showing you how to use it. This in turn will have a negative effect on teachers, students. So why I'm saying why I have put this conditional, I'm proving simply that pay rise is important for the teachers. Let's actually it should be on teachers students relationship. There's a mistake here, so it's will have a negative effect on teachers students relationship, right? Or teachers impact on students. The third example is arguing against investment in the arts. So this topic has been asked quite often, that whether investment should be made in arts or not, as it is not practical. So the argument is against the investment. So it is said if the government refused to invest any money in the arts, and you can see this is clearly imaginary present. If the government refused to invest any money in the art, there would be, you can see the structure, there would be much more money left over for public service funding. Now you can understand that this is just imaginary. Actually, government is not refusing to invest. They are investing money in the art, and so there is no money left for public service funding, additional funding. So this is a conditional sentences, and you can easily use it. And then you can make it compound, and this is the second time, leading to improvement in education, healthcare, and welfare. So my point has been proved that if additional funding can be saved, it can help improve education, healthcare, and welfare. So that's all about the examples and how to use. Although it's a bit complicated, but you should try to use it. And if possible, you need someone who can really correct it, check it, and give you the right kind of feedback. That's all about this. Thank you very much for watching this video.